guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you were new, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, hello darling. Guys, sweetie, thank you for coming back. So quick disclaimers. I'm sitting outside because I forgot my ring light at my grandparents' house, and I've been looking for like a better lighting inside, but so I'll be chilling outside. And also they're playing soccer here by the field, so if you guys hear like a lot of noises, please excuse me. I mean, it's either you're gonna hear noise from the people playing soccer or from these two inside, because they're probably playing wrestling or something. Anyway, today I'm gonna be telling you guys a story about how I became a cashier. Yeah, so my first ever job, I was a cashier at one of the retail stores in mainland Mall, Pretoria. So let me just give you guys a quick young story, you know. So, like, I'm putting my legs on this chair and then my tripod is on the chair. Okay, relax. So, second semester, I decided that I'm not gonna go to school. I decided that I'm gonna take a break because like school is very toxic. My relationship with school is just like, it's a very hectic relationship. So I decided, no man, I'm not gonna go to school. I'm just gonna chill. Just give me a 6 months break, man. So I took it, and then I was so bored of just chilling at the flat, doing nothing, eating, watching series all the time. So I'm like, let me start looking for jobs. So I applied online, and it did not work because I had to print out CVs at some point and go to the stores and like give them the CVs. So it was around October. I forgot the exact date, but it was around October when I decided, you know what, Amo, you're gonna go to an internet cafe, you're gonna print out your CVs, and you're gonna go look for a job. I'm like, okay, sharp. So I printed out 5 CVs, and then the following day I went to mainland. But now the thing is, I forgot to pray about it at night. Yeah, I forgot to pray about the whole situation at night. So while I was in the taxi, someone said, did you pray about it? I'm like, I forgot. And then he was like, pray right now. He's like, pray right now. I'm like, okay, Neshap. In the text, I said a young prayer. Sharp. And then got to mainland. The first store that I went to was Checkers. I went to Checkers because a friend of mine was like, she heard that go Checkers Bajia and stuff like that. So I went to Checkers. I'm like, okay, hi, how are you? Is there any vacancies available? And they're like, no, put your CV in that little box there. I did that. And then I went to Jet. At Jet they said that they're not taking. I had 5 CVs. So I went to Checkers, and then I went to Jet. They didn't take it. I went to Kid Geiger. They took it. I went to Mr. Price. They took it. I went to Mr. Price Sport, and then they're like, no, I should use this app, wara. And then I went to this store. Okay, I don't know which other store I went to, but I gave all 5 CVs. And then I went to this other store, the one that took me. I'm not sure if I should mention the store's name. You know, I'm not sure about all these things, man. But I'm gonna give you hints. The store is well known for selling baby clothes, and it's not Woolworths. It's well known for selling baby clothes, and the store's name starts with an A. You guys figured it out already. So when I went out of Mr. Price Sport, I'm like, let me just try my luck in here. I went in, and I'm like, hi. This other guy was busy at the shoe section. I'm like, hi, is your manager around? And then he's like, yes, he's standing there. So I went to him and I'm like, hi, how are you? I'm fine, sharp. I'm just asking if there's any vacancies available. And then he's like, do you see him? I'm like, yes, I do. He's like, give it to that other lady there. I went to that lady, and then I'm like, dude said I must give you my CV. She's like, okay, no, sharp, thanks, sharp. I got a taxi and I went back to my place. And when I got to my place, I got a missed call from 012. I'm like, 012, what? So I called them back. First time it rings, second time it rings, third time they picked up. And I'm like, hello, I got a missed call. They're like, no, this is Bani from the store. We got your CV and we just want to tell you that you must prepare for an interview on Thursday. No, on Monday. I took my CV on Friday. Yes, I took my CV on Friday. They said I must come for the interview on a Monday. Yes. And I'm just like, huh? They're like, yes, Monday morning at 12, not morning, Monday afternoon at 12, you should be at the store for an interview. And I sent my mother a message. I'm like, so this is what happened. And they saying this. She's like, can I Google this? 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. She actually Googled the things for me and sent me all the questions that I had to read. And. So, so I prepare for the interview. Monday I go. I get there and I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one. I don't know what made me think that I was gonna be the only one. I mean, I got there were like a lot of us there, right? So I got to the canteen and I chilled there, and I was actually the last one that they called. I don't know why. So they called the people. They called. I was on YouTube watching videos how to answer questions in order for your interview to be successful. Because it was like my first ever interview. I was never interviewed in my life before. So what if now my English depletes as well and they ask me questions that I can't answer and but I'm like, nah, I got this, man. I prayed about it, so got this. Oh, Washapu. They interviewed everybody, and then this lady comes to the canteen and she's like, what's your name? I'm like, my name is Amkhalang Maribe. And she's like, they called you. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, but then the last person is the last one that the last person was the last CV that was on the table, wara. And she's like, there was a CV that was written not sure. And I'm like, ma'am, kinda not sure. I mean, what can I say? I am not sure. And she's like, no, come through. I went through, and then she said, sit down. I sat down, and she's like, so what's your name? My name is Amakalan Maribe. And I forgot the questions, but she asked me a lot of questions. She asked me this, she asked me that. And I literally thought that they're not gonna call me back because she asked me, what do we do at the store? And I said, you sell clothes. She laughed, and I'm like, oh. It's fine. Thank you for the experience. Sharp. My interview finished. I ride home. Tuesday, I chilled. No, the Monday I chilled. Tuesday, they called. Hi, Amo. This is Bani from the store. We'd like to inform you that on Thursday morning, 8 o'clock, you must be at the store for training. And I'm like, so if they say I must come for training at the store, that means I got the job. Okay, I got the job. So I'm like, huh? They're like, yes, and you must wear all black. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. See you then. Bye. Call my mom. Who's the girl? I'm the girl. I got the job. I call my friend. I'm like, I call that he that said I must pray in the text. I'm like, who's the girl? I'm the girl. I got the job. And then comes Thursday. Thursday, we get there. The whole day was trained. They were just telling us. They were reading a bunch of things. Like, literally, they were reading a bunch of things. And we were just telling them some. Do you understand? Yes, we understand. We understand. And then they said they're going to pick few people that are going to work at the till. What. And I'm like, most of these people here, they have experience. They've worked at a certain retail store before. And then there's me, Upabi girl, never worked a day in her life. So they're probably not gonna choose me for the till. I'm probably gonna pet clothe the whole, like, my whole entire, is it journey? My whole entire whatever at the store. So they tell us, no, tomorrow you're gonna come in. No, they told us that on Monday you're gonna come in and you're gonna start doing this. So for the whole week we were packing boxes. It was almost the festive season. A lot of stock came through. We had to pack them and take them to the floor. Fine, I made a friend. I think I had one friend. Yeah, for that week I had one friend who would chill, talk, blah, 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 do this, go for lunch together, blah, 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 blah. Then I made another friend, and we were like 3 now. Okay, sharp, did this, did that. And then they said, you're gonna start working on Black Friday. I think I started working, like, for real, on Black Friday. No, I started working on the 25th of November. Yes, 25th of November, that's when I started working. Because after the whole training thing, I think we chilled home for like 2 weeks or so. And then the 25th, they called me. They're like, sis, you're gonna start working. So Monday, whenever the day was, come to work, wear this, do this, bring lunch, you're gonna be here the whole day. Sharp. I got there, work, packing boxes. Boring. Following day, packing boxes. I'm like, guys, so I'm gonna pack boxes the whole time. And then Jiggy, they're like, okay, you and you, because they also trained us at the till. We were supposed to to shadow. Yeah. And then these other cashiers had to, like, train us and stuff. So apparently I was fast. So, with the feedback that went through, they're like, nah, this one is fast, this one. So, on the 20, when was Black Friday? That Black Friday, the day before, they're like, okay, so you're gonna be at the till. I'm like, a whole till. There's gonna give me a till with money, and I'm responsible for. Okay, all right. Then I got there, I did my thing, giving people money, exchanging, greeting, hello, do you want plastic? Like, when you leave the store, you are so tired. You are literally tired of talking, tired of smiling, tired of greeting. One time I slept with my shoes literally, like, gone, because I came back at around 12 and I was just like, let me just rest for 2 minutes with my shoes and all on the bed. Woke up probably in the AMs and I'm like, oh, okay, actually I fell asleep. Anyway, when the festive season was, like, upon us, like, very hard, the store was full. Sometimes we didn't have, like, enough lunch breaks. Sometimes our tea breaks were cancelled because the line is long and you have to help customers, this and that. So working at the store was, like, for me, the first month, it was hectic because I had to be on my feet the whole entire day. We don't have, like, seats, chairs at that store. We don't. You stand, and if a customer is not by your till, you don't, like, lean. So I used to lean on the table. They're like, I'm like, sorry, you know. And it was really tough. It was very tough. The only time you get to sit, it's the 1 hour that you get, the 1 hour lunch break. That's the only time that you get to sit. And then the rest of the day, you're on your feet. Okay, let me say, when I applied for this job, I did not have certain things in mind. I did not have the fact that I'll be working at a mall in mind. The fact that malls close very late, I did not have that in mind. And I just wanted a job. So when I got the job, that's when I realized that actually malls close very late. That means I'm going to have to work very late. And I don't even think working is my thing. But so I chilled and I asked myself, do you really want to do this? I'm like, Ahmed, let me just push myself. Let me just challenge myself, man. Challenge, you know? And luckily they had transport there. So working night shift, you had transport to take you home and so it was not really like a big deal like other stores that does not have transport. Our store had like transport, so there was that. And then when I got there, so it was like this young story. When I got there was this guy that took me to the canteen, right? He was like friendly and I'm new at the store. Come on. The rumor was already flying in the store. No, there's a new girl who wants to take this guy. And I'm like, oh. Ghana, I did not pray for a healthy environment. Now I must go back and pray again. I'm like, Lord, listen, I prayed for a job. You gave me a job. And I actually forgot to pray for a healthy environment. So I'm kneeling before you once again, Lord. And I'm saying, please, fix the environment that time, because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to handle bullies. I was never bullied in my life. So imagine a 23-year-old lady being bullied. Because they were like, Oscar Tamanaka. And I actually got so dude. Did you see your man though? But anyway, it's fine. And I had to at some point, because it kept on going on for I think for a week. And I could see, if I don't put my foot down, they're gonna think that they can just walk all over me. And I'm like, hey, listen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This Chi can make them say, hey, about they're like, what? I remember the manager was like, she's very cheeky, this short one. And I'm like, jalo. Just like that. Don't come and walk all over me just because I'm short. Show you. Anyway, but working there was very cool. I enjoyed it. I truly enjoyed it. To an extent, actually. I enjoyed it to an extent. The festive season was amazing. Not really entirely amazing, because I did not go home for Christmas. No New Year's Eve, no New Year's. I was in Pretoria. And during December, Pretoria is very quiet because everybody went home. When you are there in the streets and there's nobody, even working people are gone, and it was really lonely. But other than that, I enjoyed working at the store. And 2 weeks into the job, because on the 1st of December, that's when I signed a contract, a permanent. So they wanted me to be a permanent at the store. I mean, I'm an overachiever, what can I say? 2 weeks to the job, they're like, would you like the permanent position? I'm like, yes. I am gonna go back to school, but it's UNISA, so give me the job, man. And let me tell you how my second interview went. Let me tell you guys how my second interview went. This is how it went. So the guy called me in, and he's like, so this is the interview, ne? I'm like, this is my interview. And he's like, interview. You are interviewed. You got the job. I'm like, what? It was like, so I asked the girl, obviously I asked the people that they interviewed before me. I'm like, what were the questions that were asked? They're like, no, they asked me this and this and this. They asked me, do I want this, do I? So now when I get there, I'm expecting the same questions. Guys, just there. You are being interviewed, ne? It's like the boss. And I'm like, yes, sir. He's like, interview. You are interviewed. You got the job. And I'm like, what? I'm like, okay. I guess I got the job. So I signed the contract that I'm gonna be a permanent there. And then on the 25th of December, all the casuals that I was working with, they invited home. And then I had to work with the permanent staff. Not only me, I think it was the three of us. I think it was 3 of us out of 16 people that we were gonna work with the permanent. And now it was boring because now, man, where's everybody? I mean, all those people that I was with, they're not here, so it's boring. And it's the 1st of January now. People are buying uniform. It's boring. And then February, people are not coming to the store. It's boring. All we do is pack boxes the whole entire day. One customer comes up in 25 minutes. Blah blah blah. It was boring. It was really boring. Very boring. But overall, I actually had like a lovely time at the store. I learned a lot. And I obviously did not want to stay there for as long as I live, because I mean, people get comfortable and 10 years down the line they're like, I'm still here. So that's what I did not want for myself. So I was gonna stay there, but COVID happened, and I'm like, actually, houses are very far apart from one another, so I am going home. I'll see you guys in your store. Bye. So I came home and I've been home. Next year, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably gonna go back to Pretoria, probably not. I'll see how I feel about things. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed my story, please give it a thumbs up. And if you do not subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys in the next story. Till next time. Bye.